Hey everyone, Natalie here, and I'm so excited for this week's episode, teaching parents how to adapt and design their home to 1, maximize their child's independent skills, 2, promote child development, 3, impact the bond of siblings, and 4, my favorite, less minutes, more memories on how families can positively change the dynamic of the family day-to-day routines. So today we're going to be talking about homework, and if you haven't heard already, I have created the adapted lifestyle design course that teaches families how to go room to room and focus on how I teach families how to go room by room in the home and work on the function of each room, and then break it down into a task analysis where we're going to be designing and adapting the skill sets that children need to help promote their independence and work on developmental goals. And also, if you have more than one child, how to impact the bond of siblings. So for today, we're going to be focusing on school. And if you can already see, I love the Container Store. Everything I have here is from the Container Store. But one of the things that I feel families have the most stressful time with is homework. And I figured out that, given my experience with my own sister and having a pediatric therapy office, kids get very overwhelmed with time management, with stress management, and just where to even begin. Now, I'm not saying that your kids don't need help with their homework. What I'm saying is this is going to help them independently manage their time and how to independently work on their stress management skills, okay? And as parents, you have to remember that kids are already in school for 8 hours a day, sometimes even more if you put them in aftercare or morning care or even extracurricular activities. They get very stressed out with the amount of time that they actually have for homework. And to be honest with you, this is for a totally different conversation, but I have never seen kids get so much homework in my life than I do now. But besides that, we're going to focus on what we have here to help them be independent in time management and also stress management. So one of the things that I love is these bins. They come in different colors from the Container Store. I picked teal because that's my favorite, and both boys and girls love this color. So what I also did was I love reusable items. So I got this, it's called Birch Bin Clip Label from the Container Store. I went ahead and I put chalkboard tape on it. And then what I love about the store is that they already have pre-made kids labels, and they have arts and crafts, school supplies. So I put school on here. What I'm gonna do is clip it on here. And of course, this is for the desk. This is for the desk. And then with folders, I went ahead and I got 6 of them. And I also put chalkboard tape on the folders. So I put it as 1, 2, 3, and then I also put it as ABC. Now, why I did that was because, 1, it's working on letter recognition depending on what age your child is, and it's also working on letter recognition, but it's also teaching sequencing skills, okay? So being able to put homework, let's say your child has 3 homework assignments, and this is perfect for children who do have 3 homework assignments. For children who have more than, I wanna say 4, like if they start getting projects, if they start getting reports, I would definitely recommend switching over from these file folders and this bin to this vertical 7-pocket accordion letter file, and I'll show you that in a second. But for this, what I do is I teach 1, 2, 3, and then after 1, after 2, and after 3, the child gets a break. Remember, it's very hard to expect children to work on their homework skills for more than, to be honest, 10-15 minutes at a time sitting down, because they're constantly sitting down at school. We need to get them moving. A big recommendation, and this is part of my adaptation, what I teach in my online course, is implementing an obstacle course within the homework time. I love doing this, and it also increases attention skills, fine motor skills, gross motor skills, and like I said, it overall impacts your child's developmental progress. So what you're going to do is put each homework assignment in one of these folders, but what you're actually going to let your child do independently is choose which homework assignment they want to work on first, second, and third. And between each folder, you want to go ahead and put either a timer or something to where they know they have a break in between each activity, even if it's for 5 to 10 minutes, even if it means walking around, going to the fridge, getting snacks. My favorite thing that happened when I used to tutor is kids would make any excuse to leave the table. This decreases the frustration, it increases their attention when they're working on the homework task, and they also know that they're going to get a break after maybe writing their spelling words, after reading something. It could be reading a book, that's their break. Whatever it is, this is what I teach in the adaptation portion of my online course. But this is going to focus on the design and function of homework time. So you're going to put the folders in the bin, my favorite bin, and go ahead and implement that strategy. Now, if your child has more than 3 homework assignments per day, probably older, and what you can do is work on a vertical 7-pocket accordion letter file. And what I would do is categorize this. It really just depends. Each child's academic program is different, whether maybe they're homeschooled, they're in high school, they're in middle school. So you want to maybe put extracurricular activities, projects, and separate it by subject, or even separate it by day, to where, let's say they have a few days to complete a homework assignment. You might want to give them the choice and help them with that time management of, okay, you know, maybe it's best that you organize it like this. Maybe it's best that you go ahead and you label it this way. As parents, as educators, as therapists, as leisure professionals, anyone who really helps your child's day-to-day activities can teach them this. It's so important to teach kids these skills because it's not only important now, but this is going to apply to them when they're older. And that's why I'm so passionate about teaching families how to adapt and design their home, is because we think, okay, you know, we'll do this for them now, and then when they're older, they'll know how to do it. No, these are skills that are taught from a young age and then applied and generalized in different settings throughout their lifetime. And like I said, in the adaptation part of my course, the adaptive design lifestyle, the adapted lifestyle design, I go ahead and I teach you as a parent how you grab every single room in the house, how you break down each function of the room in a task analysis, how you check off what your child can do independently, what they could do independently, and then we go ahead and go into adaptations. And my favorite, I love interior design, so I teach you how to design more too, which hence all the cute stuff from the Container Store. I apologize for my obsession, but this is where a lot of the recommendations I'm going to give you are going to come from. So that is this week's episode of Adapting Designing the Home for the homework setting. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. I'd love to engage with you guys, see what other frustrations you have, see what more help you guys need in this area of the home, and make sure to subscribe so you can get the little bell of every Friday when I launch a new YouTube video. Thanks for watching.
You're welcome.